I'm a big fan of using LearnDash and WooCommerce together. WooCommerce and LearnDash are very well integrated. However, if you don't do it following best practices, you're going to miss out on a really good customer experience. And it's just because you don't know any better. So LearnDash and WooCommerce have two sets of documentation. They don't really have a good set of documents to talk about how to configure them together. Now, in the comments below, I do reference one of my resources that does give you a lot of this detail, but let me just give you an overview. When you finish the checkout process, when you purchase a LearnDash course using WooCommerce, you end up at a checkout thank you page. It gives you a whole bunch of receipt sort of information. It's kind of what you expect if you were buying a physical product. The problem is that you are now in the website where you can use the LearnDash content that you just purchased, but you don't know that unless you add some information to the checkout thank you page that says, hey, you're logged in, click here to go over to the course content. That's not at all obvious to most people when they make the purchase. So you have to put some information there. And in the documentation, I show you exactly how to do it. So it's something like, hey, now that you've completed your purchase, click here to get started. So that allows them to start the process immediately. Now, the other thing that you need to do is you need to send them an email, because these people are logged in now, but the minute they close their browser or they log out, they're not going to have access anymore. So there's an email that gets sent to them as a standard WooCommerce setup for all virtual products. And when you click on that message, it comes up and it takes you to the website, and it'll say set your password, because you know what your login credentials will be. It'll usually be your email address, but you don't have a password. Now, a lot of people take the default WooCommerce setup, which at checkout asks you for a username and password, which is a little puzzling to the typical user who's making the purchase. And that's not when you want people thinking, what is this for? You want them thinking, let me grab my credit card and buy. So now that they've purchased, they get an email, they set their password, and now they have all the login information that's required in order to do that. So far, so good. Now, I take those login credentials and I log in. The default action for WooCommerce is to take the member to the My Accounts page that's created by WooCommerce. So I just logged in and now I'm at a page that says, here's your My Accounts profile, here's how you set your password, here's a subscription, here's your invoices, which is kind of like, this is not what I wanted. I want to get to my course information. So the login has to be modified so that when people log in, they're taken right to either the course, if it's one course, or to a dashboard that you build that gives them access to the content that they've purchased. By the way, if you're going to have a dashboard, you might as well say, hey, here's all the courses you bought. And at the bottom or somewhere very prominent, it's like, hey, here's all this other stuff you haven't bought, which is a great opportunity to upsell people, not necessarily on the first login, but over time, people will go into the course, they'll check out the course. I'm assuming they're going to appreciate and really like your content. So they might go, gosh, I wonder what else this guy has here. And then there's an opportunity for an upsell. So, when you're using LearnDash and WooCommerce together, I think it's very important to understand what are the best practices, and my free resource that I'm offering in the link below is just a great way to understand specifically how you can make your course, I want to say, elegant, professional, and just as important, profitable for you.